spreadsheet, everything spreadsheet. Google Spreadsheet takes over the world. What's up, guys? Bulaga! Surprise! So this is another video. I'm not gonna be posting twice a week, every week. Here's just a bonus video. Hi! For those of you guys who just randomly found me, my name's Nicole and I make weekly videos about personal finance and sometimes I talk about self-development. Check out my channel for my other vids and yeah, like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's go, let's get started. So the featured comments for this video, I got this from the same video last week. Hanji Ackerman, near to 700 subs. Congratulations in advance. Dude, thank you so much. We're so close. We're so close to 1,000 subs. So thank you guys so much for your support. I'm not gonna cry. Last week, I created an Excel file to track my net worth and set some goals for myself. The best thing talaga is whenever I read comments from you guys that you guys started taking action after seeing my videos, that's the best thing. It really makes me happy that you guys find some value in my videos and that you guys are actually taking action. You can watch all the videos you want, read all the books that you can, read all the articles, whatever. But if you never take action, wala rin. That's the most important step. So I'm really happy that you guys are taking action. Good job, Hanji. The reason why I'm making this video is that so you guys can take immediate action. Action is the most important thing. So as much as possible, I want to help you guys take action. So if you've seen my last video, I personally have 13 accounts. So I have 3 categories for my accounts. 1 is the cash that I have on hand. 2 are the bank accounts that I have. 3, my e-wallet. This is them. This is so ugly. I showed you my own personal finance system. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replicate the thing that I did. Before we start talking about how to set the sheet up, I'm going to show you guys how it all works first. My sheet has 4 sections. So here, in the upper left section, it has the account details, the current balance in each account. You can add a visual reminder here on how much you want to maintain in each account. On the upper right section, it has the initial balance. Let's say you start making the sheet and you already have balances in your accounts. Each of these rows reflects the total gross transactions within each account for each month. The lower part of the sheet shows my transaction details. This column has a drop-down menu of the type of transactions. The color changes according to the type of transaction it was. If it was an income, it will become green, investment, purple, and so on. Let's say I reloaded my on-the-go wallet from my home wallet. Let's say it happened on January 26, 2020. I made a transfer. Let's say I subtracted 1,000 from my home wallet and I reloaded my on-the-go wallet. If you guys are interested in learning how to make something like this, keep watching the video because we're gonna go over how to set this all up. First of all, some reasons why you might want to use spreadsheet instead of apps or other things. It's free and customizable. You can build the spreadsheet or the system that will really fit the thing that you want to do. What do you want to track? How do you want to track it? Those kinds of things. It's super customizable to what you need, what you want. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like spreadsheet so much. The most important thing is just to track your stuff in whatever way you can. If it's spreadsheet or if it's apps, whatever, just use the thing that will help you track your things. Let's go dive deep into this video. How do we set it up? All right, so first of all, let's start with a fresh sheet. I'll keep this as the maintain. If ever you want to create a target visual reminder that this is how much your account should have. Current balance. And then we can have a section for the accounts. Yeah. So yeah, I'll drag this out so that there's a lot of space. And then we can have the initial balance column and then it separated it into months. So for example, January. So for example, you have bank. I don't know, it's up to you how you want to order this. Say you have 2 banks on the go wallet. And then I'll call it a home wallet if ever you keep money at home. Say you have a GCash account and then a Paymaya. Ayun. Alright, so I think this is good to start na. Total. Let's say total. Okay, let's say these are all the accounts that you have. Now let's go down to the actual expense tracking things. So let's put the section for the date and then the transaction and then the type. So for the date, it's very self-explanatory. Input the dates of your transaction, when it happened. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a drop-down menu so that you can automatically select from the drop-down menu what kind of transaction that was. Right click ka. To create a drop-down menu, you have to select the data validation here. This is in Filipino, but then that's okay. It's the bottom one here. You have to select the data validation. Here, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna divide it in income, expense, transfer, if I'm just transferring cash from one place to another, savings, investments. And now you can see that if I click the drop down menu, I can select if it's an income, if it's an expense. We can spice things up later. We can do the color later. And now we can go straight to the actual balances of your account. So I'll just copy like what's up here. The account details I have bank 1, bank 2, and then here on the Go wallet. And that's essentially my tracking sheet. We'll just make this better. We'll make this prettier. So first of all, yung mga headers, I'll make them bold. I'll fix the spacing stuff. Now we have this part set up. You guys can see that this is just like a plain spreadsheet. I just set it up right now. Here we have the current balance and then the list of accounts that we have. So for example, bank 1, bank 2. I'll also bolden this row. We want to see them clearly. This is essentially like set up na. For example, you enter a lot of transactions and then you always have to like scroll up again to see the balance. What you can do is that you can actually freeze certain rows so that it's always going to be on top. You just select this, you can see that it turns into a hand. You just drag it down until like the portion that you want to freeze. Ayan. So that whenever you scroll down, you can still see the top part. I'm also going to freeze the first few columns. So I'll also like bolden these accounts. This is essentially set up already. Okay, let's say that you already have some certain balances on your accounts. Okay, let's say in bank 1, you have 5,000. Bank 2, let's say you have 3,000, 1,500. Just filling this up. Let's say these are your starting balances, all right? It's a bit ugly for now. It's a bit hard to see. So I'm just holding shift, okay? I'm just holding shift. I'm going to go to this drop-down menu, financial format. So it looks like it has these zeros. So it's easier to read. Also, I'll do it for everything else. Is that I'm selecting this cell. I'm going to hold shift, command, click the right arrow key, and click the down arrow. You should select all the rows and the columns. And now we're just gonna change the format to financial. In order to go back up, so like you're in your row 1000 na, diba? Just hold command, press the arrow button. All right, so now that we're here, you can see that whenever I type a certain amount, the format is like, it's like money. It's up to you if you want to add like a peso symbol. I personally don't want it. So what I wanted to do is that all of the accounts here, so I'm just gonna show like the gross number of transactions that I have for each account per month. So let's say in January, bank 1, just gonna sum up all the transactions that I have. And then let's say I'm gonna allot until row 100 for that. Then I'll just put like E14 to E100. This one is F14 to F100. And what I usually do is that I don't set up the next months until until the current month is over. And to set on current balance, we're just gonna make it the sum from the initial balance and then some months. So yeah, and everything is kind of set up. It's more or less set up already. I'm just gonna put this drop down menu for like the entire column. So what I do, how to do that is just like copy it. Okay, so everything's kind of more or less set up already. Now let's just add the colors. So let's add colors to make it more. If you want to have more like visual differences so that you can identify, oh, subtraction siya. Instead of me like manually needing to color, oh, it's an expense, I'm gonna turn it red. Instead of me doing that, I'm just gonna tell Google Sheets that whenever it's a positive number, make it green. If it's a negative number, if it's a deduction, make it red. So we're just gonna select these rows, right click, conditional formatting. We can set conditional formatting. So we're just gonna tell Google Sheets that, okay, if it's a positive number, it's an added transaction, make it green. Nakati ng ilong ko, girl. You can see that like the values that are bigger than 0 is green, while the rest stay black. If it's less than 0, if it's a negative number, if it's a deduction, make it red. And there, automatically you can see like if it's a deduction, it's going to be red. For the month of January, for example, your bank number 2, 1,500, it was deducted. So we'll just do the same thing dito sa baba. Command Shift, arrow right key and then down, and then conditional formatting. And now all of your like transactions should be color coded na. So you can see if it's if you deposit it into another bank, it's automatically green, and you can see that it's automatically red because it got deducted. How do I change the drop down menu? How do I make it colorful? So we're the same thing, just create conditional formatting, right click, conditional format. If it contains the word savings, I want you to make it purple. If the word contains expense, I want you to make it red. Income, green. Transfer, yellow. Investment, purple as well. I can just say like I deposited 500, I deducted 500 pesos from my home wallet and then deposited it to bank 1. So yeah, and we can rename this now. Let's say that this is like the 2020 cash flow. If you want to like copy this drop down menu because it all has the format na, diba? You can just copy it to like the different rows. Alright, this part is self-explanatory. I wasn't able to film this part. In addition to the cash flow sheet, I also have a sheet which I call the 2020 overview. So I mentioned that I divide my cash flow sheets into quarters because I feel like if I were to put the whole 12 months into one sheet, the list of transactions is gonna get hella long. This is my 2020 overview sheet for me to be able to monitor all of my transaction balances within certain quarters. We're gonna talk about how I track my investments in a future video, but for now, well, let's focus on the cash. I'll just copy everything. I'll just copy the order here. 3 categories. There's the banks, the money I have on hand, and my e-wallets. So I have 2 banks, 2 wallets, 2 e-wallets. All right. All of these balances are just taken from this sheet. So whenever I add transactions and these balances changes, it will automatically change the value here. So just to show you guys, let's say that I did something, I subtracted from my home wallet minus 200. So you can see that my home wallet is currently 2,350 and now it's 2,150. And if you look here, it's also 2,150. So the way to do that, you enter this formula. So it's equals the name of the sheet you're gonna get the value from. Remember to put it into quotation marks, like the single quotation marks, exclamation point, and then the cell number of where it comes from. So let's say bank 1, the balance of bank 1 is in B2. Alright, so ayun. I'm just gonna type 2020 cash flow Q1, exclamation point, B2, and so on. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna repeat that for all of the accounts. And then I'm gonna sum all of the banks. So I'm gonna create a sum of these 2 balances, so on and so forth. And then the total cash I have, I would sum all of the categories of the accounts I would have. And the balance that's reflected here should be equal to the balance that's reflected here. Flex this to your friends and like your family, like, oh my god, look at my elaborate spreadsheet setup. Like hopefully you learn something from like this setup and you can get started, like taking action, which is what we want to do. No excuses, just start. Whatever helps you get started on tracking your personal finance things, your transactions, expense tracking, being more aware of your financial habits, your spending habits is really powerful because you can start taking steps in managing your finances. Like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next week. Bye.